Newsom, the governor of California, has been trying to build up his image as some sort of progressive populist, trying to blend progressivism and populism and be a worker's man and all of that. Remember, this is Gavin Newsom, who shut down the state of California, wouldn't allow people even to go walk on the beach in California, and was filmed being videotaped inside a restaurant with friends without a mask on, while no one else was allowed to go to restaurants. It's like the scene out of Animal Farm at the end with the pigs around the table and the farmer, the pigs looking like the farmer and the farmer looking like the pigs, and the other pigs realize they've been had. It's the nature of communism, creeping into the Democratic Party. Well, in California, Gavin Newsom championed raising the minimum wage for fast food spots to $20 an hour from $16 an hour. But oddly enough, there's an exemption. If your restaurant sells bread, it's exempt. If bread is sold as a standalone item, your fast food restaurant doesn't have to pay $20 an hour. Turns out, Gavin Newsom, one of his top donors is a man named Greg Flynn. Greg Flynn made his fortune running one of the world's largest franchise operations. That would be Panera Bread. Flynn opposed the law and gave lots of money to Gavin Newsom. And so Gavin Newsom, behind closed doors, slid in a provision that if a fast casual or fast food restaurant sells bread as a standalone item, like Panera Bread does, it's exempt from the $20 an hour law. Fascinating. Gavin Newsom, by the way, has said that it is just part of the sausage-making process of legislation. That's how this works. Now, this is decimating businesses in California. Businesses, fast food restaurants, they're already losing drivers. They're laying people off. They're cutting hours back to be able to make ends meet. Some of them are considering raising prices to be able to make it happen. Flynn's donations to Newsom's political campaigns have included $100,000 to fight off the recall effort, $64,800 to support the 2022 reelection. He's known to tout his relationship with Gavin Newsom, according to people familiar with the matter, with one saying the fast food entrepreneur has said he can reach the governor via text. Their relationship goes back to 2014 when Flynn acquired a Napa Valley resort managed by Newsom's hospitality company. Newsom was then the lieutenant governor, reported an undisclosed amount of income from Flynn's company that year. The management contract began under the previous owner, the Getty Family Trust, and Flynn decided not to renew it about a year into his ownership. They've maintained their relationship since. Now, the wage will go up to $22 an hour, a change with more than 100 locations across the United States, but exempts organizations that sell bread. It's only a matter of time before McDonald's starts selling their hamburger buns as a standalone item. Chipotle can sell the tortillas. If Chipotle starts putting the tortillas on a menu, that they can get around it. Chipotle right now is thinking they're going to have to raise prices in California. This is corruption. This is the sort of stuff that Gavin Newsom campaigns against, talking about how government's got to work for the people. He's screwing the employees of Panera Bread because someone gave him a lot of money. But because the employees at McDonald's didn't give him money, screw them. They're going to get higher wages, which is going to result in their unemployment. And also everybody else is going to see higher prices in California thanks to this law. I mean, there is a supply and demand issue here. Wendys is looking at engaging in the supply and demand curve with pricing based on demand. So Wendys is looking at, as demand goes up for Wendys during the day, it's going to raise its prices. The reason Wendys is saying it's doing this is because so many people now don't actually go to fast food restaurants. They order through DoorDash. And so Wendys locations around the country are getting overwhelmed with DoorDash orders. The result is that Wendys has decided that it's going to, when there's strong demand, it's going to raise prices. And these prices will fluctuate up to 15% during the day. There will be a baseline price for a burger. But when there's peak demand for Wendys, that burger price can go up 15%. thinking that people will actually, as the price goes up, maybe slack off ordering because Wendy's can't hire enough people. And part of the problem is places like California that have driven up the labor cost for fast food restaurants. They can't hire enough workers to keep up with the demand for what's coming in through DoorDash because, one, there aren't enough workers, and two, they have to pay them so much the companies are having struggling with profitability. This is all foreseeable. It's like, for example, when a county, let's say Clark County, Georgia, for example, decides to get around a state law prohibiting sanctuary cities by saying if an illegal alien gets arrested, we're going to let him out of jail if the feds haven't taken the time to process a warrant for him. And even if they do, we're going to let him out of jail within 48 hours. Guess what happens? You become a safe haven for illegal aliens, even though your state prohibits sanctuary cities. And then one of them murders a college student. And you're like, who could have foreseen something like this happening in our community? Don't lecture us on being a sanctuary city. The progressive policies don't actually help the people they're designed to help. They help the elite feel good about themselves. So those who get elected using they, them pronouns can sleep well at night, and everybody else has to have a gun next to their bedside table in case their house is stormed in the middle of the night by the criminal element. By the way, this gets me back to that they, them narcissist commissioner on the Athens Clark County Commission. I'm sorry, y'all, but when you are bragging about how unaccomplished you are and yet have the biggest bio among the commissioners, you know that you are a narcissist. And listen to this. This is hilarious. I left this out when I was reading this guy's bio earlier. This period of Jesse's life included nearly 2 years of living entirely without the use of money, experimenting in a gift economy while traveling extensively and continuing political and social work. So dude was a bum for 2 years and spun it as some virtuous thing, begging people to help him. Showing no responsibilities in the world. Oh, what a wonderful life to be a musician, traveling the world, begging people for money, to be spectacularly unaccomplished, to be a democratic socialist, to be a community organizer. Even Barack Obama had a day job when he was a community organizer. Good gracious. And then to want to abolish the prison system. I hope you people feel super safe. My goodness gracious. The fallout of progressive policies, and I got to tell you, conservatives can message their way to victory on this sort of stuff. From Newsom stuff in California to this stuff in Athens, Clark County, Georgia, conservatives have a message if they will stick to message discipline.